Good afternoon, everybody. Um, I hope you are well. I have prayed, I've meditated, I've done my things. Today has been a very eventful day, so please excuse my hair. I really have done a lot today. I was debating whether or not I should just do this video tomorrow, but I'm gonna push through. And as you can see, that's kind of in the title of today's message. Keep fighting. That's the final push. So this comes from having just going through a lot. Um, I can't even tell you when. It's been a lot happening. I don't share a lot. I'm a fairly private person, naturally. Um, but just know that there's been a lot happening over and over and over and over again. And it's actually sharpened me even more. So when I get up and say things, it's know that I'm saying them from a place of a good place, a good healthy place. Because I don't play around with people, and I don't play around with the devil. No, ma'am, no, sir, no evil spirits, no people um, that cause discord. There is no place in my space for that. So if you are a person of that, I suggest you leave. um, because there are some of us who will not, and we will fight tooth and nail to get justice, right? Um, that's just my little spiel. But like I said, I've already prayed, so I'm just going to go ahead into it because because in one of the things that I have been going through, it's getting attacked from people just out of the blue. Like out of the blue, I've done nothing to you. I don't know you. I stay in my lane. And as people say in the TV land, don't come for me unless I sent for you. But that's what happens, right? The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy, right? So he uses his tactics. He uses people, and people allow him to use them to disrupt your peace, to get you off track, to make you have self doubt. But I'm here to stop that. Nope. So what if you're going through? Keep fighting. Keep pushing. I know it gets to the point where people say, I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of going through things with people. But in it, at the end of the day, really, it is making you even stronger. In fact, I would even relate it to, sometimes when you hear that buzzing sound, or, when there's kids around and they keep making noise, eventually you tune it out and you get to do the thing that you were set out to do. And that's pretty much what you have to do with these struggles. You keep pushing to the point where it's no longer bothering you. It's like, child, you you doing this again? Girl, didn't you know the last time that you messed with me? And then you got a flat tire the next day because you ran over a nail. Stop messing with me. And when you are a child of the king, let me put it that way. You know the king always got his children's back. Why are you mad? Give it to him. Say, listen, I don't have time to deal with this today. I'm working on my destiny, and these people trying to distract me. Look, Daddy, take care of this because I don't have time. And no matter what they do, no matter how bad the pressure is, just know that a diamond always go through pressure. Diamond always goes through pressure. So if you're in having one of those pressing moments, just know that you're in the beginning stages of becoming a diamond, and baby, your light is about to shine. You about to shine so bright, shine bright like a diamond. um, you about to shine, and a lot of people see it. A lot of people get jealous of it because that's what they want to be. I say, give them something to see for real, for real. Keep shining that light. Keep pushing forward. Keep being you and keep pressing forward to the mark. Because every time you push, that means you get a little bit closer to the end. You know, you get a little bit closer to the end. And I have two scriptures I want to read you. So the first one is when you lie down. Oh, excuse me. It's Proverbs 3:24. And it reads, when you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. So that means when you give those problems and that pressure to God, and you just say, look, God, I'm gonna let you handle this. I'm gonna take listen. I can't deal with this. That means he's going to give you sweet rest. When people try to disturb your peace, when people try to disrupt things in your life, you will still be able to go to sleep as if nothing has happened or nothing is happening, because you have that much faith in God that God will push you and take you through, and that's what we have to do. And you know, I have a lot of different people that watch that's told me later, right? Um, but I will say this: it doesn't matter who you are. We all know, um, however you identify, we all know that there is something against us from somebody, and sometimes for some of us from groups of people, right? But we still have to go to sleep and we still have to take care of ourselves, because at the end of the day, we have a work to do, right? Um, I saw messages earlier about Miss Beasley, Sherry Beasley. For those that are in North Carolina, you know who she is. And I began to think, like, just imagine being her and trying to run for a state senate seat, right? And then every time you turn on the TV, you see a commercial that's dragging your name through the mud. You get hate mail, hate messages based off of incorrect literature, based off of opinions that are not true, right? But yet she still goes to work every day. She still speaks every day, and she goes to sleep, because at the end of the day, we all know that man does not control our destiny. What is for us is for us. And if something has to be taken away, that means that something greater is going to is going to replace it. So there was this, I watched this video the other day, um, actually a few weeks ago, not the other day, but it was this lady at a baseball game, and she had like the little teddy bear. I guess it was a Cubs game. And the mascot came up and snatched the bear out. She was like, he went upstairs and came back with a medium sized bear. So she was holding, it's about a little bit bigger, about this big. And she's hugging it. She was like, oh wow, like I got this bear. He came back again and he took that bear. She was like, what the heck? Like, okay, like, well, can I get my first bear back? Like, sir, what are you doing? Or ma'am, whoever's under this suit, what are you doing? And then the mascot came back with an even larger bear and placed it in her lap, like, here, this is for you. So I bring that up now because while we fighting and struggling with people, sometimes God is trying to tell us, like, baby, I'm trying to push. I try to give you the small messages, but you won't get the context clue. So now I got to push you out of some places. So now I got to snatch you away from some things because I'm trying to give you something bigger. But in order for me to give you something bigger, you got to let it go. And the only way you're going to let it go is because you, listen, you got that thing like this in your hand. I ain't going to let it go, but I'm good. I'm good. And God is like, give it here. Give it here. I want to give you something bigger. I want to give you something greater. I want to give you something better. Like I know that you can't perceive that something better is on the other side of this. But baby, let me tell you something. Something better is on the other side of this. You got to give it to me, right? And you got to keep, but when you give it to me, you got to keep on acting as if nothing is going on. You have to keep on holding your statue because you are a child of the King. You are a child of the Most High. You are praised, right? So you can't, you know how a lot of people say, I don't look like what I've been through, right? That's the type of characteristics we got to have across the board. We can't look like what we're going through. For some of y'all, I know y'all like, but look at you, you got this mustache. That's because I haven't shaved, y'all. Don't get me too bad. Don't grab me too bad. I haven't shaved. I'm gonna shave. But listen, you don't have to look like whatever the struggle is going through. In fact, when you go to that place, instead of saying, I don't care about this job anymore, I don't care about this relationship anymore, I don't care about, this environment anymore, and you wear it, instead of wearing it, put on your bright face, put on that face like, oh well baby, you can have this. Cause I got something better on the other side of this. So you want to let me go? You want to leave me? You want to go to that other person? Oh, oh, so y'all don't want to invite me to lunch? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But when I glow up, keep that same energy. I don't know you. I don't know your works. We never had a relationship. And I believe that's what the scripture says that God does to those who don't believe in Him. He says, "Apart from me, I don't know you. I didn't develop a relationship with you. You didn't develop a relationship with me. You didn't try to get to know me. So why you try to reap my benefits now? Bye." It's literally gonna be people that's gonna open their eyes and they're gonna actually see the golden streets and the pearly gates and can't get in. He's gonna act. I believe he's gonna actually allow them to see it. They're gonna be like, "Oh, but I did this and you had your chance to sign your agreement when you was on earth and you didn't." That's what you're gonna be able to say with those people. You had your chance to do right by me, but you didn't. You had your chance to connect with me, but you didn't. You had your chance to give to me when I was in need, but you didn't. And now that I have surpassed you, now that I am in a higher position, now that I'm getting a lot of recognition, that you didn't know what was happening because you wanted to control me. Um, but that's not how this thing works. So because you pulled away, because you disconnected from me, because you had such a disdain for me, keep it. And I don't have to deal with you ever again, right? Because what's for me is for me. It's not for you. And I don't have to give it to you. I don't have to bring you along. I'm not obligated. Just like you were not obligated to treat me well, to invite me out, to maintain this relationship in the best of sense. Mm-mm. I don't. It's not my obligation to now fix what you broke. You, what they say in the stores, you break it, you buy it. Okay, I have actually seen those signs in several, especially in antique stores. Baby, I'm a whole antique in these streets. don't think you can just rub me the wrong way and mark up, try to devalue my value, because the minute you do that, baby, I got to disconnect from you because you're no good. I'm fine China. How dare you attempt to break me? Baby, I'm one of a kind that you will not find another. So you can't try to taint me. You can't try to disrupt my naturalness, because in doing so you are now trying to devalue me. You're trying to decrease my value, and that's not who I am. I am a person of standards. I am a prince. I am a princess, however you define yourself. I'm a king. I am a queen in these streets. Baby, heck, I am he is me. Baby, you can't touch me the way you want to and think that you're going to benefit from it. No, ma'am. No, sir. The next scripture I want to give you, um, Isaiah 12:2. Surely God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. Um, and I think it's interesting that this scripture says he is my song, right? Because how many times have we heard that phrase, they will sing your praises, right? It means that people are going to talk about how big your glow up is because you pushed. It was like, we saw Joe Smo working in the daggone copy room for 10 years, just working in the, did not know this brother was going to school, did not know this brother was making connections with people, did not know that he was going on speaking engagements, because he was so humble and people would pass him every day. We didn't think that he would do. Now you're mean to tell me that he's been, I really want to say this and the way that the girl said it, I forgot the city girls, right? You mean to tell me that he was flued out to England to meet the royal court? How did he get this connection? How is he meeting the prime minister of, China? How is she, going off all these all expense paid trips and she's not spending a dime? She didn't have a dime last week, but now all of a sudden baby, your struggle prepares you for your future. Just because you took baby steps to get there doesn't mean that you haven't been making big steps on the other side of your destiny, right? Because you don't know who you've connected with. You don't know who was watching you struggle. And you don't know who put in a good word from you to the small big man, so that the big man's plan could work for you. And to break that down so you can understand it, you don't know who talked to your boss's boss about you on the sixth floor of your building and said, you need to pay attention to this person, because when they greeted me, they knew how my culture worked. I felt respected. um um they showed me something that I haven't seen on any other levels. You might want to keep an eye on that one. And then your boss come back, your boss's boss come back, and they say, I want to have a meeting with you about such and such and such. um or they schedule a meeting with your boss's boss, about such and such is you, right? And so your boss's boss go to your boss and say, oh, well, we want to talk to such and such, and what do you think about this? And say that you're right then and there, you're having a conflict with your boss. And your boss begin to talk negative about you. Well, your boss's boss talk to one of his good partners, who's a very good friend of his. So who do you think he's going to believe? His best friend or somebody that he barely knows? He knows them by name, but he don't have that relationship with. He's going to listen to this partnership, right? And he's going to consult. Well, they say that this, and this. Well, that's not my experience with that person. Now, I don't know the full details, but I know that this person did their work and they went above and beyond. And each and every time I came into the building to have a meeting with you, this person went well above and beyond the call of duty. Your boss is gonna take that into consideration. And then he or she is gonna come down and meet with you for themselves. And then they're gonna see what their friends saw. And then all of a sudden, you and the boss's boss is going to build a relationship. And the next thing you know, you're being booed from the bottom of the floor. And now you're sitting, I'll say, third level, which is above your boss level, mind you. And now you operating in a space that you should have been because God had planned for you to skip some steps, skip some levels just based off of what he has already placed inside of you. But we can't see that, or that boss's boss will not be able to see that if you give up now, if you give up that final fight and that push that is within you. Because when you're fighting, it's not so much as the fight itself, because fights can be ended. Truthfully, fights can end. It's your heart, it's the faith, it's that determination that lives within you that is coming out of you and pouring out of you. And that's what people will sing about is that, did you see how that brother fought that fight? Did you see how that sister said, oh no ma'am, you are not going to make me lose my mind up in here. you're not going to you're not going to make me ethnic. As one of my friends from college would say, no, what you are going to do is you're going to inspire me to do even better. I'm going to make an even more impressionable mark upon this place so that when I'm gone, it will be missed. You will see what I brought. And guess what? I'm taking all of that with me because you don't get the chance to benefit from my benefits. Those are meant for me and those that stood by me and those that were with me and those that encouraged me. So you have to keep on fighting also, not just for you, but you don't know who is watching you in that fight that say, oh my gosh, that's me. That's what I'm going through too right now. If they can do it, so can I. Even if I got to contact that person, I saw you struggling. I'm going through the same thing. What can we do? What tell me what you did to get there so that I can get there too. So that, because I'm going through the same thing. Baby, don't y'all realize that's all a union is? That's all a union is a group of people that said, I've been going through this, I've been going through that, and I need to know how do I fix this? How do I get out of this? Hi Candy, I see you. Um, it's like how do I get out of this situation? I see that you got out, but how did you get out? And people begin to say, oh, well, such and such helped me get out, and I'm still in that process. So you might want to go talk to him. You may want to go talk to her, and eventually, there's groups of people that are helping other groups of people come out of that same situation. That's a deliverance, baby. People always see, I will say this, the church always uses words, right? That can be used in any way. You can be delivered from situations and things, and it has nothing to do with demons and stuff, or something that you're going through, baby. There is a place and a time where you can be delivered from people. When people are getting on your nerves to the point where you just like, I can't take anymore. They stressing me out. They giving me headaches. All you gotta say, Lord, deliver me from people. Deliver me from negative attitudes. Deliver me from people that's trying to harass me and taunt me. And you have the power to shut it down. Another word for this is boundaries, because what you're doing is setting up boundaries. You're saying, devil, you can't come into my space and keep doing the things that you keep wrecking, have keep, what's the word, keep having havoc in my life. That's not what this is. This isn't how I'm choosing to use my life and run my life. I want peace, and I'm gonna get it. Because when you place boundaries, it is like an insurance plan. It is like that plan of action. It is a statement that says, you are not do this, and you cannot do this, and you will not do this, because this is my life. And anytime somebody tries to go beyond those boundaries, well, baby, if you have already set the boundaries in place, whatever happens to them because they crossed their boundary is on them. But you have to make it known, what is that boundary. So if somebody crosses your boundary, means you gotta unplug, or not unplug, well, I guess unplug, but disconnect from somebody, disconnect from that person. If that means, if you're on your job, that means, and I get it, jobs are a little bit tricky because they help us pay these bills, baby, and these bills don't stop. Okay, but disconnect from a while. Start doing basic stuff. Oh, those people that always call on you to say, "Oh, can you help me with my work?" But they can't never help you. Can you help me? No, I got a full plate. No, I can't stay later. I'm sorry. I have an appointment. No, I'm sorry. I can't come in today. Like that. It's looking like a no. It's a no for me. Because you got to take care of yourself, and you can't take care of yourself when you're constantly being ran in the ground, and when you constantly keep running yourself into the ground because you don't set up those boundaries for yourself. We all have to do that. We all have to do it. And that's a part of that push, right? Because not only are you pushing forward, but you're pushing for new things to happen in your life. You're pushing for the better things to happen in your life. You're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone to do something different, because with you pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, you're developing a new mindset, you're developing a new way of speaking, you're developing um, a new way of moving. And when people can't figure out where you gonna come from next, baby, that is called confusing the enemy, confusing anybody that tries to harm you. Like I've heard several people that's come into my life say, you will never know my next move, because I don't always let people know when I'm home. I don't always go out the same door. I don't always cut my lights on. Like, and I was just like, really? They was like, no. Because at that point, people can figure out your schedule. And when people can figure out your schedule because you do it on the dime, at the dime, all the time, they can pinpoint when you're going to do it, and they can pinpoint how they're going to sneak in it and attack you. But when people can't, they're not going to try anything with you. They're not going to try to put a cover over your eyes because they know that you they don't know if you're going to be asleep, or they don't know if you're going to be standing at the door like, I've been waiting for you. What's up? I saw you when you parked your car. You know, when you confuse people, it disrupts their tactics and their plans for you. It does all of that. And sometimes you have to and this is one that I'm working on, because I am one that has never liked people lying on me, lying to me, or lying about me. Baby, baby, if you want to see the incredible hope, if you want to see this good brown chocolate skin become green minty leaf fresh, like spearmint gum, like the rapper anyway, baby, lie on me, lie about me. I guarantee you're gonna see him come out. And so my thing with that is I'm trying to teach myself how in those moments when somebody, oh, you lied on me, instead of reacting, instead of getting angry, if I'm like, oh, okay, um, well, that's not true. But let me pull this up for you. You said you wanted to see my receipt. Here's my receipt. Keep everything documented. And that goes across the board with anything, any and everything, relationships and everything. The minute who was that? I have an aunt that used to say I could smell trouble. And she would say that, and I'm like, how can you smell trouble? Like, okay. But sometimes it's just like when you get that little inkling in your spirit, in your mind, and you just like, wait, that don't sound. Start saving your receipts, because they can be used as weapons during your fight later on. Because if you can see the devil operating miles from here, oh baby, hold on, let me get my good weaponry together. Let me go ahead and start preparing myself for the future. So when you start to go through these things, you are already prepared for them. You have already braced yourself for impact. So it's not a surprise for you. It's just like, oh, so we're here now. Okay, this is that fight that I saw coming months ago. Let me go ahead and fight. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna go ahead and fight. And when you start to get tired, whoo, I'm tired of fighting, but I gotta keep fighting. Cause I got a victorious win at the other end. And when it's over, when it's all said and done, and when it's over, that victorious dance and party you gonna have, it's gonna be amazing, because you're gonna know where you came from. You gonna be able to. It's like, for those of us who graduated in any type of thing. If you ever graduated from anything, you know what it was like when you took that last test. Whew, I don't have to worry about that class no more. I don't have to worry about writing papers no more. I don't have to worry about making presentations no more. I am done. Give me my degree. Let me go home and chill out for a while. Okay. It's like one of those moments. And it's like, wow. Now, and I'm gonna tell y'all, like when I graduated undergrad in college, baby, my graduation date was May the 5th. Cinco de Mayo. There was tequila everywhere at everybody's party. That party. I unfortunately didn't. I went to sleep because I was tired from taking all them exams. In fact, that was like the majority of what did you do? I just ate dinner with my family, went home and went to sleep for the rest of the day. That was what we all said. But we were so excited to go that we celebrated days after we graduated. Baby, we out. We out. Whew, I'm an official alumni. I don't have to worry about this thing anymore. Like it's gonna be that type of victorious party where you're gonna be like in party mode to the extreme because you are celebrating another victory in your life. I'm trying to tell you, you got to keep on pushing that fight, that push is like that last paper before you graduate to the next level in your life, before you get the certificates and the awards and the rewards, everything that is owed to you, that cash cow. But you got to believe it. Like, oh, this is my last paper and I ain't got to worry about this class no more. And that means I'm gonna be free from this. We got to look at each fight like that, baby. This is the last time I got to deal with you. This is the last time I'm gonna have to repeat myself for you or to you. This is the last time I'm gonna have to go through this type of pressure with this person because at the next level, just like the what is it, the standard operation procedures or procedures of operation, however you want to call it. You now have your own procedures of operation. You will not do this. You will do this. If you need to contact me, you will go this route. Anything outside of this route, you will not get me. And therefore, the problem lies on you. If you fail to read my email whenever I sent it out, baby, that's not on me. That is on you. All of my stuff is timestamped. You get a chance to make the demands now. You get a chance to set how people come to you. You get a chance to determine who can enter your space and who don't. Right? You have that option now. And when you do, it not only sets up a different type of order and it's not only organized, but it helps protect your peace. And that's the ultimate thing is you want to protect that peace because peace and grace will take you far. And don't forget your faith. It will take you far. It will open doors that you didn't even see coming. People will be like, you came from there? Tell me about your experience. What was that like? And if it's a relationship, and I mean like dating relationship type of deal, it's like, yo, like you went through what? And you might get that question, are you sure you're ready for a new relationship? Oh baby, I'm ready. I mean, my ex wasn't mature enough. That didn't mean that determined my maturity level, right? Yeah, my ex caused me some turmoil, but and I forgot who I was for a split second, and I picked up that candlestick and I said, candlestick, let's go. And then the other side of me said, no, baby, you got your career. So I had to choose my career or a right now thing that can be replaced. And I chose my career and I put that candlestick down and I left and I worked on me. And now I'm better. So what you see now is a finished product of that betterness because I choose me over the situation, right? I chose to fight the right way because that's the other thing is fighting the right way. And in choosing to fight the right way, I have now a better way. I have a better standard of operations to work under, and this is now what you're seeing. And so either you're going to follow the guidelines or you're not. Um, Either way, I'm not going to be affected the same way because I've risen up another level, right? Remember, you was at the bottom floor, now you're at the third floor. I've risen up another level. And I'm looking at executive next week. So if you so choose to stick with me and enjoy this ride, baby, we can do this ride together. But if you decide to unplug, baby, that's fine as well, because I'm still gonna rise, right? That's all the fights are preparing us for, is to get to that next level of us, right? Whether that's physical or spiritual or mental, in our social circles, whatever that is for you, keep pushing till you get to that mark. Okay. And I'm going to leave it at that. Um, I hope you have enjoyed this. Definitely share the video for those that you know need to hear this, because, and like I said, and if you came in a little later, what I started the video off with is I have been going through some things, and I'm not afraid to say it, because it's oftentimes people don't see when people, or hear about when people are going through things. I am going through things, but I'm fine because I'm a victor. I am not. I am not. I can't even think of the word now. But I am victim. There we go. I am not a victim. I am a victor. And so whatever happens only means that I'm getting to a bigger door that is made for me. I'm getting to something. I'm getting to a place um, that is more meant for me than where I'm at now. Because another thing about you, before I close, is that sometimes you can outgrow a situation, but because you don't recognize your growth because you've been doing the work so much, that you literally outgrow where you are. And a prime example of that is when you put a seed in a greenhouse, and I'm talking about the little miniature sets. It gets to a point where the plant starts to grow, that it gets to the top of the roof. And when it gets to the top of the roof, eventually the top of the plant starts to curve down because it's too big for that pot, and it needs to be repotted with fresh soil, right? So that means that when you get to a certain point in your life where you have grown, you've got to come out of something. You got to come out that familiar territory, that easy territory, and get into something bigger, because that's what the ultimate plan for you is getting that bigger thing in your life and working with that bigger thing, because we're meant to handle big things. I will never forget T.I. song, big things popping, little things stopping. That ain't, listen, that was one of the best songs I could ever relate to, because, all this minimum stuff, all this taking, I'll take the bare minimum. No, your next job, you ask for the maximum. And if they don't give you the maximum, I am not looking at if you want to offer me the least, then baby, you don't want my services and I will go elsewhere. You go above that least. If the least is $50,000, 75 or greater, take it or leave it, because they have a position that they need to fill, and you have your expertise. And if they have considered you as a candidate, then that means you go in there with an expectancy of getting what you ask for. And you have to make sure that you use that voice, that assured voice. If you want my services, you're going to pay my fees. Because if I have to come in as an individual contractor, oh baby, my fees are going to come up even greater than this. Because now you're going to be looking at $500 an hour as opposed to $35 an hour. And I'm just estimating, I didn't do the math. But you get what I'm saying, right? So you choose wisely how you want to run this thing. right? You go in there, and I'm not saying you come in with a nasty attitude. You come in there with your same humble self, but with your humble self, know who you are. Use that name that God gave you, right? You use what God put on the inside of you to get what you want, and stop grabbing for the small stuff. Especially my people of color, we got to stop reaching for the small. We got to stop only accepting that thing that other people want to give us. Grab a hold to the big stuff. I'm sorry. When I said that, all of a sudden I heard that song, Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? So, Miss Big Stuff, who do you think you are, right? And then ask yourself, who are you really? Compare those notes and go to your next level, knowing exactly who you are, knowing exactly what you bring, and knowing that you're going to use those boundaries to not accept anything less than what you are, right? So you all have a good night. Be blessed. And until next time, I will see you later.